wherever it goes. I'm not sure if it's live yet at all, but we'll give folks a moment or two to get on here, guys, and then we'll start up talking. So if it's live, it's live. It's not, I'm just talking to myself. We'll see how this thing goes. Anything new?
It's given an ad.
I was blown away.
Cool. Cool. What you think, Huck? You all right, bud? Okay.
It's showing you.
Is it? Up and live? Good to go?
They're lagging a little bit. You were sitting back down after adjusting the camera. Now you're talking to the screen. It's lagged again.
All right, guys. Well, this is the first live stream. Hopefully, some of y'all are joining me. We'll see if this thing lasts the hour, if it's going to get posted at all or not. I've got a new antenna set up on my lab building for the shop right now. It's a Wii Boost, and I've got a new antenna coming in the mail that'll hopefully boost that some more. So this is us figuring out if this is even possible. So if we're getting lots of lag, tell us about it, and we'll see what we can do about improving it. I also have a few sites out there remote where hopefully we can set this thing up and I can have some campfire talks and get into some stories and give y'all kind of the opportunity to give me some feedback and ask some questions and have some conversations. I don't know about everybody out there watching, but 2020 has been so isolated. I already live a fairly isolated lifestyle. I think it's good for all of us to be able to have outlets to talk to folks, to be able to have conversations and regain a bit of normalcy, because I'm just about ready to go stir crazy. I'm really banking on getting out in the spring, and I'm having just daydreams about putting down mortar and stacking rocks in the Davis Mountains and fixing spring boxes and running trails and getting out again and seeing people again and being able to have conversations with, well, I mean, Huck is a good listener, but I'm not really getting very much good dialogue out of that at all. So this is the hope. If y'all like this format, please give me any kind of feedback. I've never done a live stream before. I've been asked to do podcasts, but like anything else, it's obviously going to be a skill. And so I need to figure out how to do that, how to navigate in between, and how to make this as interesting as possible. So I know how to teach with props and whiteboards, but this will be different. Shauna's back behind the camera right now. At some point, we'll probably be able to coax her out on one of these live streams and get her out here in front answering questions and whatnot. So yeah, I look forward to that. But any questions y'all have? Anybody ask any questions, or are they talking at all? Can they hear me at all, rather?
Yeah, they're starting to.
Yeah?
Someone said, I'd love to see some of your favorite tools, Bob. And they're all saying hi and
Hey, guys.
poke Huck in the ribs for me from West S.
Huckleberry, come here. Huck, come here. You come up here. Up. Up. Okay. Up. There we go. There's the pup. He's kind of waking up. He's been daydreaming today. Favorite tools. All right, I have only a few tools that I use, and then on horseback, everything is as multi-purpose as possible. I'll have to break my saddlebags down on the next live stream and kind of show you what I take, because everything is really weight conscious. I mean, being on a horse, you can take heavier things like canvas, but at the same time, the terrain that I usually ride is some of the roughest stuff that we have here in the United States. So you really gotta worry about what you're doing to your mount and how that affects them walking on the rocks and what trails you can take with that kind of weight. I have had a lot of people ask about this tool right here. right? Everybody's been wondering about the Bowie knife and where it comes from. Y'all have been bothering me for literally years, close to a decade now, about what it is, where it came from, what's it about. This Bowie knife, and this is my call out here, guys, because I love knives. I would like to get into a little bit of collecting, especially custom knives, custom built knives. But this is my bushcraft knife right now, and this has been in the family for almost 50 years. This is my 13-inch Bowie knife. It has a stamp that says Italy on one side. It is an original Bowie, but it's not one of the small Sullinger Bowies. It did have, on the original sheath here, it had a stag horn, or stag, a deer with antlers on it, and it was a little bit different sheath. This is the third sheath I've made for it. It was always called the neck chopper. It was purchased by my great uncle, and then left at the ranch as kind of a joke up on the rifle rack. And as a kid, I always saw it. Every once in a while, they take it out and use it to help with butchering the deer. It was a really sad blade for a long time, but I took it down and started hunting with it with me. Just did that wrong. Y'all guys laugh at me for that one. And I would sit up there in the blind for hours and hours, days and days, just sharpening it, reprofiling it, because it had all the nicks in it. It was really abused. It was more of a party joke at first. But over the years, these things just really haven't come around. I can't find one on eBay for under 200 bucks. There are others that look like it. I just gave one away to, you'll find out in a few months when that airs on TV. Another Bowie that was kind of like this. It had the same profile, the same size. I'll go ahead and drop his knife in front of everybody. Everything was going well with it, but it didn't have enough weight at the end of the blade to really do the bushcrafting that I needed. So it was everything that you would want in a Bowie. Would have been perfect for stabbing people, but not so good at being able to chop up wood. My next project, since I have some real big stuff coming up as far as wanting to do more bushcrafting, is going to be a knife rebuild, and you're going to see a new blade come into play. And that is this thing. This is a cotillion. This is a World War II medic's, I'm going to say sword. It's a bolo is what it is. And this thing's incredibly heavy. I'm going to come in here and take off all the paint. I don't know what this thing's been through, but it looks like somebody used it for a Halloween prop. I'm going to go ahead and grind down the handle a little bit, make it more custom for me. Probably drill some holes, put a leather thong on it, and build a sheath for it. But a big, giant, I mean, this thing is an axe. It has enough metal on it to actually go through a tree. And this I think is going to be my next bushcraft blade to be able to do some of the big projects and go and take care of really building shelters, larger structures, and even probably a watercraft here in the next year or so. So you have to have the right tool for the job. The Bowie does a good job of skinning things out and building all kinds of traps and everything else like that. This is the next level up. So this is going to make me where I can do a lot longer term things. There's definitely some weight in this thing. I don't like the idea of having to haul around the weight, but just having it in my hand and being able to try it out on a couple trees here lately, it is the right tool for the job, and it'll make my life a heck of a lot easier being able to use this thing in the future. So I'm looking forward to that. Any other questions?
Yeah, we got questions coming in.
Yeah.
How's your health and family? You may want to save that one for a little while, but that's one of the first questions.
Health and family. You know, the vision changes day by day. It's a little blurrier some days and a little clearer other days. The right eye is completely dead, so it's dark. There's nothing coming out of it. The left eye is blurry. It has continued to get better, but if y'all been watching me for a while, you understand that there's oil in the eye and then all the damage to the retina as well. So I have a bit of tunnel vision and then the blurriness, which cuts down on my visual range. So it's harder for me to target things, to figure things out and find things in my field of view. and it's hard for me to see things further away, and in close-up detail I can't really read handwriting that's small. uh, I just now got to the point where I could actually read handwriting that was written by hand, quarter inch, about a month and a half ago, which was weird to lean over and be able to read a little bit of Shauna's shopping list. And that kind of set me back that day because I never thought I'd be able to do that ever. I am right now actively looking for a company. There's several companies out there that make kind of the visors like Geordi did on Star Trek, where the guy was blind. Kind of little headgear pieces that have an optical, extremely good camera on the front, and it has a small screen that would be in front of my eye, and so it would show the field of vision out there real far away. I could see 100 yards away, and then it would put it way up close. So if I meet somebody new, most of the time I can't see their face. I can't figure out what their face looks like. But if I take a picture of their face and look at it on my phone, then I can make the details out, if that makes sense. So if they have a little HD screen in front of me, in front of my eye, and it's shooting a whole bunch of stuff that's far away, I would be able to make out those things. So I'm going to see about trying to get that in place for the spring so that I can do more out there in the mountains, because out there in the mountains, everything's far away. I mean, I know my way around because I grew up there, but it would be amazing to be able to see what everybody else is seeing and not just point off in the distance and go, "Hey guys, it's over there." I know it's over there only because it's always been over there, but I can't actually see what everybody else sees. So hopefully technology gets innovative pretty fast. I'm ready for coronavirus to be over. I'm ready for the spring. I myself, Huck, we've definitely put on a few pounds, and I'm not as toned as I'd like to be right now. So the trail calls, and we have a lot of miles of chainsawing to do out there, a lot of rocks to roll, and a lot of cool projects. So those of you that are down in New Mexico and Texas, if y'all want to come out in March and April, this is kind of the official, unofficial invitation. Go ahead and contact me. Get on my email, bobhansler@yahoo.com. I'm trying to put together a couple of trail crews. So we're hoping 40, 50, 60 folks going up trail to help me knock holes in the ground and do some camping for a couple of days. We'll have pack horses coming in with food, dropping it off. But I'm looking for a bunch of guys, bunch of old guys and gals, a bunch of old timers that just enjoy being around a campfire, can throw up a hammock, and have a good time back in a canyon in a remote area.
This kind of goes along with that. Do you have any openings for spring overnights and trail rides?
Heck yeah, we do. I actually got off the phone with the field director about an hour ago. So everything is a go as far as this spring. The horses are all ready to go. If y'all have been checking and watching on my stuff, here's one of them. These are the saddlebags from like 2000, 2001. We've been taking them apart and rebuilding them. I have to give you like a picture of what they were before I started this, because they were just shredded, completely shredded. They've been through some crazy trail. We're rebuilding all of the saddlebags, getting all the gear up. These just have to be waxed. And then yesterday, I'm kind of proud of this for being a blind guy. My magnifying glass did a lot here. Check out this. I was able to put this thing together, and then Shauna looked at it and she said, "That doesn't look like a piece of junk," which I'm gonna take as a really big compliment. But this is called the candle bag. This is what we put all of our shoeing kit in. So the shoeing hammer, the rasp, the nippers, a couple extra shoes and nails, along with a few other sundry pieces that allow us as wranglers to stay out for a week at a time. This is something we've needed for a long time. These were some old chaps that a friend of mine came and tore the chaps apart because they were rotten in the wrong spots. So he pulled it apart. I cut it into that and sewed it together, and now we have a brand new piece of gear. So this is something I've wanted to mention a couple times, because I've talked to so many folks and they say, "Oh, my grandfather did leatherworking, or somebody in their family did leatherworking." I don't know if y'all can see all the hardware up here on the walls, and the saddlebags, the gear bags, the panniers, which is the pack horse, the big pack horse bags. We're building all those things and we're donating them. We're rebuilding them and getting them the gear that they need out there on trail. And this is stuff that's going to have a kid, a guy or a gal on it, and riding all through the summer, all through the spring, all through the fall, every single year. So directly impacts the youth and allows them to have these experiences that are absolutely fantastic. If y'all have any scrap leather, if y'all have any old chaps, if y'all have any of this hardware sitting around in boxes or stamps or leather scissors or any kind of gear and you just don't know what to do with it, I would definitely love to give y'all a mailing address and write you an amazing thank you letter because it allows us to do more. And I'm gonna have to go and buy a bunch of hardware here pretty soon because I'm running out of the parts and pieces I need to put these things back together. So it's one of those things. If y'all have it, I would definitely say thank you. Even if y'all have a bunch of old rotten stuff up on the wall, cut the leather bits off of it, keep the metal parts, send them this way, and I'll hook them back up in something. But with close to 50 horses that I run on my string, that's a lot of saddles. And so even if you're taking care of everything, everything's tip top, everything's oiled, you're always going to have pieces of leather wearing out and things breaking here and there. You're dealing with huge animals, and you are in areas that are pretty darn rough. So if that sparks anybody, like I said, most favorite, best thank you, and I'll even get Huck to go and sign it and put a paw print on it. He's still going on right now. Any other questions?
Specific projects planned for your rattlesnake skins that you've tanned?
Right. Projects. I need to do some research as far as mounting the snake that bit me in the arm. That that snake is going to be mounted for sure over the fireplace eventually. I don't do any taxidermy or as far as as far as trophies per se, but I'm all about being able to record things that are interesting memories and maybe in 150 years somebody will. I want to put the resin on there and put a brass plate that kind of for it. Technical difficulties. Uh, uh, I do have a large transit coming in the